What's up, YouTube? It's your boy M8trix21 back with yet another video. We got something different here, something a lot different. So let's get right into it. Like I said, today we got something new, something different. I sometimes talk about Funko Pops that I want to see made, and this is going to be along that line, just a little bit different, more in depth. Instead of just mentioning that line that I want to get made, we're gonna go into it. We're gonna talk about 4 different categories. So first things first, we're gonna break down the license that I want to see. Then we're gonna go from there. We're gonna go into what an actual wave of that pop or that line would actually look like. Then we're gonna go into look on the internet and see if we can find some customs of this, so you can see just some examples of the pops that should be made. And to conclude, we're going to talk about if this is possible, if this line could possibly be made. So without further ado, let's jump into episode 1, which is Captain Planet. Let's go. So part 1 is breakdown. And if you don't know what Captain Planet is, I don't know what to tell you. Well, really, I do. Let's take a trip back to the 90s.
Fire! Wind! Water! Heart! Go Planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0.
Captain Planet was created by Barbara Powell and Ted Turner. Yeah, that Ted Turner from TBS.
Griffin, you're the most generous man since Ted Turner.
I'd like to announce I'm giving a gift the whole world can appreciate. I've colorized the moon.
Environmentally dangerous or pollution-based monsters or just villains. Captain Planet is a cartoon based around a superhero of eco-friendly powers that was summoned by 5 kids with these earth rings, rings. And he battled against pollution-based bad guys that would just come and try to wreck the earth. Sounds kind of boring, sounds kind of lame, but trust me, it wasn't. This was dope. It was epic. And like I said, growing up in the 90s, I mean, it was dope. It was dope. If they brought it back now, it probably would be kind of boring, but it is what it is. Trust me, as a kid in the 90s, this was awesome. And that's pretty much what Captain Planet is. It's not super a lot into it. It's just, like I said, Captain Planet. It's a superhero that fights for the planet. Now let's get on to part 2. So we're talking about the actual line. What would actually be made if we made a Captain Planet Funko Pop line? And like I said, this would be really popular, I think, because a lot of kids from the 90s, or a lot of people that grew up in the 90s, they know about Captain Planet. And we've been asking for a Captain Planet Pop for a good little while. I mean, I know at least I have. I know a couple of other people that have been asking for Captain Planet Pops. It's kind of odd that we haven't got any of them at all, which is, you know, I would have thought we would have some of them by now. Get into breaking down what an actual Funko Pop line would look like. I don't think this is a huge property. It's not something like Superman or something like that. It's a known superhero, but it's not, you know, one of the big ones, not Marvel or DC superhero or something from an anime. Nothing like that. It is a pretty popular one, just not super big, and I don't know if there'll be a lot of pops made from this. Thinking about what a line would look like, you would actually have to have, of course, the Planeteers, Captain Planet, and Gaia. It's pretty simple, pretty obvious. Have all the Planeteers, Captain Planet, and Gaia could be left out. You don't necessarily have to have Gaia, but you do have to have the Planeteers and Captain America. Those are the main groups you have to have, and that can be pretty simple. Just do the 5 Planeteers, if I'm not mistaken. Do them and Captain Planet as commons. That's it. That's pretty simple. Now let's get complicated. And what I mean by complicated, let's add in some different variants, because you can make some pretty dope variants of these characters. So first up, with the Planeteers, like I said, you have the common ones, regular ones, just them with their regular little clothes on, nothing different, nothing crazy about that. But you can have a variant version where the actual rings glow, like the Avengers Loki, where the staff glow with the Tesseract. You can actually make their rings glow. I know it's pretty cheap, pretty boring, but I think it will look dope just having their rings glow with them just putting their hands out like that. That'd be pretty dope in my opinion. And as a second variant, you can do like the Power Rangers with the Morphing Power Rangers, where it's kind of just their color, glittery looking things. Do that. Instead of that, to do the color of their rings for each individual Planeteer and make the whole figure glow. I think that'd be pretty dope. Like I said, you have the regular ones, them with just their rings glowing, and then with their whole body is a solid color glowing. Pretty dope. Pretty simple. Is it? Pretty simple. For Captain Planet, obviously you have Captain Planet. You can also do variants of him as a glitter or diamond version of him, as a glowing version of him, and I think that was a red Captain Planet if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what was up with that, but you can do him too. So we have those different variants of that. So like I said, you have the Planeteers with 2 different kind of variants that are possible, and you have Captain Planet with 2 different variants that are kind of possible. Like I said, the third character would be Gaia, and I mean, you just do Gaia. There's one version of her. If you wanted to do Gaia, I think that would be the least on the pyramid. Of course, you got to do Captain Planet, the Planeteers, and then Gaia. I'm not sure you need Gaia, but hey, if you want to extend the wave on out, add Gaia to it. Like I say, it can be pretty simple, pretty small. You can just do just the Planeteers, Captain America, or you can make it a little bit bigger, but it still is a limit on how big this thing could be. It's not going to be like an ongoing thing where you go on 4 or 5 waves down the line, like 20, 30, 40 pops. I don't think it'd be that big, and I think it would have a small fan base for it, so I think they would sell pretty well. Now let's move on to the customs. Now back to part 4, which is, did this happen? I do think this is a possibility for this to happen. It's kind of shocking that it hasn't happened already, so I would give it maybe around a 50% chance that this could happen. We've seen pops from this era, and it would be dope to actually get some more early 90s cartoon Funko Pops, especially Captain Planet. Like I said, I give it a 50% chance of happening. Will it happen? Probably not, but I think it's possible. It's possible, and we've seen a precedent for pops of this nature, so I think that'll be dope. But I don't know, for episode 1 we had Captain Planet, and next episode 2 I think we're going to do Black Dynamite, so just stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comments what you think should be added to this, or if you think this is a possible license that we could see Funko make in the future. That's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss a video. This is your boy M8trix21. Peace, talk to y'all later. Bye.